How's it going? It is Sunday, March 30th. Let's go on a little scenic drive here, discuss the week. Ugh, that is my 42nd straight open. Oh my gosh. No, seriously, it's going okay. The key to doing these is getting off at a decent time, but this week was the opposite of that. Oh my gosh. I had some long days, and but I had no choice on some of them because of staffing. A couple of them, I'm trying to think of what I could have avoided this week and made it a little bit easier on myself, but honestly, uh, really nothing. It was a solid jump up in business this week, and so to deal with that required more work. And this time of the year is always hard dealing with teenagers, especially teenage girls that have worked for me, because it's like, well, I guess just high schoolers in general, because you've kind of got the end of the year, the school year. It's like a phenomenon that happens every year. I was just talking to somebody about it the other day. Like from right now or so to the end of the school year, they're all in like finishing school mode, and then you've got like proms, crippling staff wise. I mean, if you have a young team, your whole team is gone for like a whole Friday and Saturday. You have to have a whole Thursday, Friday. I mean, just like, it's crazy how much preparation and recovery goes into a prom. I'm like, guys, it's like a one night thing, but whatever. This is the sort of thing that's outside of what I can control, and so I just put my head down, power through it, and get to the next week. But the phenomenon is that, and then the school year ends, and the ending of the school year, you got exams and all that stuff, and you do get like half days in there, so you'll get some employees who are like, oh, I can work at noon or 1 or whatever, which is cool. But school ends, and like you're immediately overstaffed. I mean, I'm busier, but it's like immediately you've got, basically, unless they're going on vacations, they pretty much have open availability. So it's just, this is that April and into May is that hard time of the year. Hold on. Let me drive real quick. That hard time of the year where they just have other things going on. So you got to deal with that. And since I lost, like, the only other, like, adult, I have a 20-year-old, but she's involved in those. She still, like, hangs out with a lot of them, and she does photography of the proms and stuff. So she's really not available. So it's just going to be like, prom week is going to be, I don't know, maybe just me. So that's going to be a tough one. But anyway, 42 opens in the book. Oh yeah, I was saying that I'm going to try to write a better schedule this week if I have the availability from the people to do that, because, man, I'm going to tell you the truth, some of those days were unpleasant because they were busy, and I was either alone or had to be there until like 6 o'clock or 6:30 some of those days. And yesterday was a Saturday. I was devastatingly thin on people. I had me open to close, and then I had my daughter who works. She's 15. She's almost 16. She works for me on the regularly, so she's like, she worked with me a little bit in the morning, and then she worked 3 to close with me. So I did have good help, in the early morning and at night. And then I had a girl from 12:30 to 3. Thank goodness she stepped up for me and did that. And then from like 11 to 1 or something, I had my 11-year-old son, or 10:30 to 12:30, my 11-year-old son, and he's gonna be great. But at the moment he's 11, so he needs constant direction. But he can wash dishes now, so that's very helpful. So I'm hoping to write a better schedule this week if I have the people. The good thing that came out of it is that it's no secret, I'm admittedly like on a hard grind. Like, I maybe sick of hearing me say that word, but like, I'm pushing hard. I'm trying to make changes, and I'm trying to make money and save labor where I can, responsibly save labor without hurting the customer experience. But yeah, I don't want to do another schedule like that if I can avoid it. what I was saying was the good thing is that I kind of got to work that long shift muscle that I haven't had to work in a long time. It's been dormant, and I don't love it, but every single time, you're gonna hear me talk about this forever because it's a bedrock principle of how I operate, and that is every single time that I feel like overwhelmed or not. I don't really get overwhelmed necessarily, but I start to kind of be like, oh, I gotta remember. I was telling my daughter this the other night. I get to get up, and hopefully you do too, or hopefully you will, or I get to get up every day and go to a business that I created, I imagined, created, and brought into existence, and I have no boss other than my employee. Rewind. I have no boss other than my customers. So as long as I keep like the government, the health department, and the tax man happy, do all that stuff right, which is easy if you just do what you're supposed to do, what they say, just be like whatever and do what they say. As long as you do those, take care of those 2 or 3 things. After that, I've just got, like, I consider my customers to be my boss. I'll do whatever they ask. I'm trying to make them happy, and I get to do that, and I get a chance to create and express myself like through my business every single day. And so when I'm saying, oh, I've got 42 open, like that's not the plan long term, obviously. But like right now I'm doing it, and like I will tell you, yesterday, day 41, that opened to close, and I wanted to go to a concert last night, which I did get to go to, snuck that in somehow. But yesterday was one of those days where it was like, on top of that, I mentioned my back before. I mentioned it yesterday as well. But my back was just tired and sore. And so it just made the whole morning, the first half of the day, feel really, really just kind of like a bogged down, And so I don't really know. Oh, but another good thing that I wanted to report, I think I've only got 4 videos this week, but that's okay. I'll just make this one a little bit longer. Or maybe I'll split it in half and turn it into 2 videos, just so I can say that I did 5. We'll see. But a good thing that happened is that I have a new hire, and of course, gotta be careful. Don't want to jinx myself, but she worked on Tuesday, I think, or Wednesday. Tuesday, great first day, but it was like chaos. Like it was really busy afternoon, after school time. 2 new people at once. One girl who'd been there a couple of weeks and she's doing great, and then a person who'd never even been there. But anyway, so I purposely scheduled her that shift, and then a shift with me this morning, 9 to 12, Sunday morning. Typically a more controlled shift, like a more what's the word I'm looking for? Peaceful shift. And so on top of that, it rained, it's cloudy. And it definitely worked out that way that I wanted to, where we got to like really go through stuff. I got to give her a tour of the building and dig into things. So it was a really productive 3 hours, and she's super smart. So excited about what's going on there. Definitely the beginnings of a good, solid hire. Doesn't have a lot of availability. She has like another job and she's in high school. But when summer comes, I'm hoping that she'll get more availability, and she can be, a big piece. That would be fantastic. And she has Sunday availability. Her main availability is Sunday. And so if I can train somebody who I can count on to get out of bed and get things opened and started correctly on a Sunday, that could be my path potentially to getting off Sundays. And so that's a big part of what I'm trying to do right now, is get myself, the opening 42 times in a row. It's actually 48 out of 49 days I've opened the business. It's cool, and I do like opening. I do like getting up and doing something, and I do like, getting the place off on the right foot. But I do not like working 13 hours at a time, no matter how much money it's saving me. That is not ideal. But I do lean on that whenever I'm getting like exhausted in the middle of the late in the like yesterday it was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I've still got 4 hours. I can't believe I have 3 hours. I can't believe I have 2 hours and 50 minutes, you know? But still a good day. Good day. And I got to work with my daughter a lot, which is good. It's kind of like splitting work and family, like doing them both at the same time a little bit. So that was good. Almost home, but I hope that you enjoyed this talk. I might split this into 2 videos, but it was a good week. Good sales week. Good like week with new people. Got to go to a concert. I'm trying to think what else. It was just a good week. It was a harder week. I would say the hardest week since my manager's been gone, but still doable. And honestly, if my back wasn't bothering me midweek and yesterday, I think I would have been just fine. So have a great Sunday afternoon and night. Let me know something good that's going on with your business. Let me know. Maybe tell me about a time that you hired somebody. Maybe I already done this one, but we'll just do it again. Tell me about a time that you hired. Oh, it would be the opposite. I don't want to. Let's not make it negative, but tell me about a time that you hired somebody, and you're like, I've got a freaking star on my hands here. This is going to be the person, and then they just like totally face planted and just totally flop, because that happens a lot actually. It's like another phenomenon where you're like, oh man, this person. And then a month later, you're like, how are you worse than when you first started? And so that's a whole nother conversation about training and about letting employees train employees, and like that's just a whole nother day. So yeah, I'll see you next week.